Hello everybody, welcome to Nana's Journey. I'm Deanna, and today we are going to do installment 5 of the Brimming Over quilt. We are going to do this basket right here. This is installment 5. We're going to be working on this part right here. So I'm going to take this part a little slow because it looks like it might be a little confusing. The rest of it looks easy. I do have all the pieces cut out. I cut these out in an earlier video, and well, let's just get to the sewing machine and get that done. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is the sawtooth star, since that is part of the background for the applique. So I'm going to do the 4 at a time flying geese method. I've got my large square, my 4 smaller squares. I've got them marked. I put the 1/2 inch ruler from corner to corner, drew a line on each side. Those will be my sew lines. And I'm just going to put a square in this corner and another square in the opposite corner. And then sew on those lines. And then I'm going to press these open. Okay, now we have 2 squared hearts. And we are going to put our other 2 squares in the other 2 empty corners. Okay, then I just cut these down the middle, press them open, and then we can trim them. Okay, here's our flying geese. Now we just need to trim them up. I like using the wing clipper by Studio 180 Design from Debbie Tucker. There are a lot of flying geese rulers out there. You just find the one that you like. They all work. I'm just going to put the guidelines in the seam lines there, and the material needs to reach or pass my measurements for my geese, and trim. Turn it. Get it in here. Put that crosshatch in the corner, in the point, and trim. I didn't trim that all the way. There. And I have a flying geese. So let me get those finished, and then we'll be back to the sewing machine. Okay, that wasn't so hard. That was pretty easy. Now we just need to put our star together. And we're going to put one of these on the opposite sides of this square. I trimmed these wrong. I'll be right back. Grabbed the wrong pile. Okay, now I need to get these pressed open. We've got our rows, and then I will be back. Okay, this row was pressed to the center, and these were pressed to the outside background colors. So now we're just going to pin these in place, nest the seams, and sew. Okay, now we just need to press that open and then we will get the rest of the background put together. Okay, there's our star. We're going to have one of these on each side, and then we've got a strip that's going to go on the top and the bottom. So we'll just sew those together and then we'll be ready to put on our applique. Okay, and that will get pressed towards the strips, towards the outside. Okay, we've got our pieces. I just need to peel off the paper and center it. You want to make sure this top does not go into your seam allowance. I don't know. That looks pretty even to me. Oh, forgot to get my iron hot, so we'll put these others on while it's getting hot. This is going to butt up right next to the yellow, and then that will get trimmed off when I'm done. This one will go here. This leaf will go here. Okay, I'll be using the same threads that I've been using on applique. This is just a brown I was given. I have no clue what it is. And this is the Mettler Silk Finish 715. So I'm going to start with the brown. Okay, everything is threaded. I have my wider applique foot on. I have a zigzag stitch set to the width of 2.0 and a length of 0.9. Okay, there is the top half of our basket. Now for the bottom half. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is take these folded corners, and I've ironed them in half, and I need to make mirror images. And yes, I had to lay them out, make sure they were mirrored, pin them so that if I dropped them, they'd still be in the right order. So that's what happens when you get old. You got to make sure things are correct. Oh, and I need to reset my machine. I'll be right back. Okay, everything's rethreaded. these are all okay, so now I can press that down and trim these, and then I'll throw these little tips away. Okay, now they want you to make 6 flying geese, and I've got my folded corners. And we'll just put these in the corner and chain stitch. Now I will press those open, trim that, and then we'll sew again. Okay, we have the backs trimmed and they're pressed, and now we can start on the other side. Okay, this is how our pieces are going to go together. You've got some flying geese, and then you have the end pieces with the triangles on only one side. So I am going to put that there. I'm going to start with the bottom row because it only has 2 pieces. And then I'm going to flip this seam to the other side so that it will nest. Okay, and then I'm going to press these open. Okay, now we've got all our rows done. I just need to pin them together and then sew them up. Okay, I've got those rows put together and they are pressed down. Now I need to put these folded corners on, and I've lined them up the best I could to the edges of the points there. This point's going to get cut off. Now I need to press and trim off these corners, and those I will save. because they're pretty big. Now we want to sew these strips down so that they are mirror images at an angle. Okay, this is going to fit. The last time I did this, it didn't fit, so I was checking beforehand, and I needed to add a 1/2 inch to this middle piece in order for this to fit right. So I'm just going to, oh, I didn't need to trim that, and then I'm going to press those in. Okay, then I'll be able to nest these. Okay, so that's the bottom of the basket, and now we can put on our rim. Iron that towards the rim, and then we will add our top half. And there we have it. We have our basket for installment number 5. This was probably the hardest piece in the quilt. We still have a little bit left to do, and then we can work on the borders. So I want to thank you very much for joining me. Let me know if any of you are making this and how it's coming along. And thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time on Nana's Journey.